So last week, we talked about things that we had control over in our lives. I hope you took a moment to either make a list, draw a web, or talk aloud about those things that you have control over and what they look like to you in your life. So this week, we're going to touch a little bit on things that we cannot control. So I decided to draw a web again. And I listed a few things I either had less control over or no control over in my life. For example, I cannot control what other people say or do. What I can control in that situation is how I react or respond to what others might say or do. I cannot control how others think or feel because everyone has their own emotions and their own opinions and their own thoughts for them to control. I cannot control getting older because I cannot stop time. I cannot control the things I have to do every day as far as my responsibilities. I do control how I do them. I cannot control past mistakes that I have made. What I can control is learning and growing from them and hopefully not making those mistakes again. I cannot control the weather, like the snow we are having in May. I cannot control being sick, but I can make positive choices when I'm sick, like getting plenty of rest, taking certain medicines, drinking lots of water, or eating food that's good for me that will help me feel better. And lastly, I cannot control whether schools are going to open or how they're going to open and what that may look like. So those are just a few things that I listed, and I'd like you to take a moment to either make a list, draw a web, or talk aloud about what things that you don't have control over in your life or how that may look for you. You can share it with us by text message or email, or making a little video to share with us, however you choose. But we would love to hear what things you came up with that you don't have control over. So these last few weeks, we have worked on building skills, dealing with emotions and how we process them, our thoughts and our actions behind those emotions and processes. So we have little by little worked on skills to help build something called the thoughts, action, emotion process. You have learned to identify and name feelings. We have encouraged you to think about positive outcomes for those feelings, acting on those positive thoughts, and recognizing how feelings may have changed or how you've learned to change those feelings to represent more positive. So what I am asking you to do is to first make your list or talk aloud, make a web, whichever is easiest for you, of things you cannot control or have little control over, to accept those things, to accept that you cannot control them, or if you have little control over them, the positive way you can look at that and the positive outcomes that are there with little control. And next, to give an example of a time you turned a negative emotion into a positive one by using positive thoughts and positive actions. And I will give you a quick example of that. So say you were disappointed because you received a poor score on a test at some point in your life, whether it was recently or in the past. So a positive thought is you can try to build on studying skills so that you're more successful with studying and can receive a better score next time. And the positive action you can take is to ask a trusted adult or a teacher or a friend to help you study and help you practice for the next test you have. And so you can change that negative emotion of being disappointed or mad about that test score and change that to a hopeful emotion. You're hopeful or you're confident that that next test you take, you will receive a better score. I hope that helped you understand the thoughts, action, emotion process, and that you can share a time that you used, or that you can share a time that you think it will help you in the future to use that thoughts, action, emotion process. We look forward to hearing your examples or your past experiences. Thank you.